Hello and welcome to today's Mayan Dreamspell Astrology Energy Report. So I'm reporting in from Northern California on May 15th, and this is a new video offering that I'm going to be doing consistently. And it's tuning in and checking in with the daily energetic of the Mayan Dreamspell Calendar. Now, for those of you who have maybe already heard about this calendar, or maybe you worked with me in the early days in 2018 where I was teaching a lot about the Mayan Dreamspell, understanding how to work with the calendar, understanding your unique energy. The Mayan Dreamspell Calendar is a 13 moon calendar, and it's based upon the ancient Mayan calendar, where we were living in those times, where they were living in those times with a much more integrated, intrinsic, harmonious connection to nature. Now, I won't go in a whole spiel about the Mayan Dreamspell. Perhaps I will tag in the description a video that I've already made talking about the calendar. But what I will say is that working with the Mayan Dreamspell is a very powerful way to integrate our internal feminine and masculine energies. And why is that so? It's because it's taking a moon calendar, a lunar calendar, and a solar calendar, and forging a bridge of harmony between them. Talk about our inner masculine and feminine energy. We become what we think, we become what we see, we become what we continually expose ourselves to. And when we are operating solely off of the Gregorian calendar, which was man-made, it's a man-made construct, it was forged, the calendar was chopped and cut, and different people chose different amounts of days for their month depending on their ranking in society. It does not accurately reflect the cycles of nature. So when we're basing our lives and our days and our years and our work off of a calendar that does not appropriately reflect the cycles of nature, so too we feel disorganized inside, and we feel like things don't quite match up, and we feel disjointed and janky within that system. So when we reconnect and remember the truth of a calendar that honors both the lunar cycles and the solar cycles, we embark on a path to wholeness. And this is how my consciousness really shifted and opened up in a powerful way. In 2014, I was at a rainbow gathering in New Zealand, and I was at a workshop about the Mayan Dreamspell. And ever since that moment, the way I looked at time was entirely different. And I truly believe that is what has enabled me over the last 7 years to embrace a life that is more in alignment with my intuition, my heart. Doesn't mean it's always easy, doesn't mean it's always fruitful and sunshine and rainbows, but it feels more true in my soul and my bones, and I don't lose myself. So with all of that ramble being said, what are we looking at with these daily reports? So the Mayan Dreamspell Calendar is a solar lunar calendar, and it is based off of a 13-month cycle with 28 days in each month, or month, because maybe you're picking up on that symbolism, on that divine reflection of 13 and 28. It's the similar cycle of a woman's menstruation. 28-day cycles, give or take, 13 cycles a year. The moon moves through the sky in 13 orbits. There's 13 cycles of the moon throughout a year, 28 days each cycle. There are many other incredibly synchronistic correlations between this number 13 and 28. And within the Mayan Dreamspell, on a deeper topic there are many fractal-like natures within this calendar that directly mimic our bodies, nature's rhythms, nature's natural cycles. So it is a calendar very based in the truth of time, which is time is art. Time is what we make it. Time is the experience of our existence in its fullness. So with these daily energy reports, I'm going to be giving a small transmission, a small read on the energetic for that day. And I'm going to do my best as I go. Stay with me. I'm going to try to post them ahead of time so that those of you on the other hemisphere can still check in with the daily energy. Or maybe you'll get to check in at the end of the day and use it as a point of reflection. But today we have white spectral wind. So today, May 15th, we are experiencing the collective energetic of white spectral wind. Now, for those of you, this is definitely going to be more of an informative first energy transmission. Moving forward, I'm going to keep it more focused on the actual day's energy, but this is kind of a teaching point and opening up and introducing this new way of sharing here. There are 260 signs within the Mayan Dreamspell Calendar. There are 13 tones, and there are 20 tribes. 13 times 20 gives us 260 possible combinations, because every person's sign, or every day's sign, is comprised of two parts, one tone and one tribe. To break it down simply, you can think of the tribe as your core archetypal expression, perhaps even more of your yang self, your masculine, assertive energy. How do you appear? How do you present yourself? How do you assert yourself? What is the dominant personality trait you carry? Then we have the 13 tones, the 13 tones of creation. And I like to see this more so as the yin quality, the feminine. This is how do you be that energy? How do you express it? How do you move it? How do you emote it? How do you bring it to life? Think of the tribe like the noun, what it is, and think of the tone like the verb, how do you do it? So every sign, out of these 260 signs, right, there's a sign for every day, and every person, depending on the day you were born, you were given, you were gifted, you were born into a certain signature sign. Every person has one tribe, one tone, and a unique combination, right, of that 260 possible combinations. So today we have the white wind tribe and the spectral tone. So the core characteristics of what this day is bringing are linked to the archetype of the white wind, which is communication, it's spirit, it's breath. It's to feel ourselves through our word, through our movement, through how we communicate. To be in the art of communication, whether that is in deep communication with our own soul and heart, or maybe we're going to be a little bit more communicative today with people, or maybe, like me, I'm getting back up on YouTube and making more content and videos, editing a podcast. I'm doing some more human design chart readings, and I also have an offer I'm going to speak to in this energy report about Mayan astrology. It's a day to feel our core self through how we express. It's a beautiful day to get writing, to get into your journal, to have that conversation you may have been holding off, to sing, to go to a sound circle, to go and speak your prayers out to nature, to call up your mom and wish her a happy belated Mother's Day, to call anybody that you feel in your heart you would like to connect to and speak with. There's something magical that can happen today when we embrace the power of communication. And also, we might have some teaching points today around communication. What is it to actually be in communication? Sometimes we think, right, we're communicating, but are we really listening? Are we really attuning to the person before us? Are we paying respects to the dance of harmony of both listening, receiving, reflecting, and then also allowing our voice to be heard? Who can you communicate well with? Who do you feel really hears you? Who do you love to hear? This could be a great day to stimulate your mind with inspiring artists or poets or writers or speakers that make you feel liberated, that make you feel alive. And why do I say that? It's because we're experiencing the white wind through the energetic of the spectral tone. Spectral is all about liberation. It's all about freedom. It's about, kind of releasing what has been suppressed or held back. So when we have a spectral quality on a day, it does invite sometimes a little bit more of a wild energy. It's a wild card energy. It doesn't want to play by the rules. It wants to do what is necessary in order to release, in order to liberate. So when we bring these two themes together, you might be faced with a really exciting question today, whether it's in a soft way, in a subtle way, or in a bold way, of what communication do you want to free up? What do you know, but you're pretending you don't know? What do you want to say, but you're holding back on saying? Whether it's to yourself, whether it's a choice you want to make in your life, whether it's something you need to tell to somebody else. What communication are you holding back? Or more importantly, how is your spirit being suffocated by things you are not saying? And this could be, right, conversation with someone, or it could be soul truths that want to come through you, choices you want to make for yourself, art projects you want to devote to. How much can you say yes to your spirited communication today? That is the name of the game for white spectral wind. Now, all of this is existing within the 13-day cycle of the yellow human. So there probably is some kind of flavor of maybe a humanitarian pursuit or a real emphasized focus right now on free will, of self-responsibility. I think the archetype of yellow human really initiates us into self-responsibility, as in if we are not liking something, rather than blaming or pointing fingers or feeling sorry for ourselves, what can we do about it? What free will choice can we make? And a lot of people feel challenged around the topic of free will. That's a whole other conversation. But my invitation today is to lean into, how could I take responsibility for the communication of my own deepest desires or wants or wishes or needs? Maybe there's something you're really needing to do. You got to get into action. This is a great day to do it. This is a great day to spark it. There's a lot of supportive energetic on May 15th, white spectral wind, to liberate your voice. And through the lens of human design, I'm kind of cross-pollinating right now. The throat center, which is very linked to communication in the white wind, the throat center is the manifestation center. So when we get the ball rolling, when we just take the next step, when we get into action, when we speak, communicate, write, make choices, make decisions, follow through, that is the art of manifestation and actualization. So that's what I have today for White Spectral Wind. I hope that it has stimulated or inspired you in some way. I'm also announcing that I have reopened. A lot of you know I do the my human design recorded readings, which are powerful, in-depth. And I say powerful because I've gotten reviews from 400 people saying how much they love these readings and how much they keep coming back to them over the course of years. And that just makes my heart really happy, because one of my greatest virtues in the work I do is empowering people to empower themselves. So I love getting that kind of feedback from people. It makes my heart very happy. And I also used to offer Mayan Dreamspell readings, and I took down the offer for a while, but I'm actually reopening that. So it is a in-depth recorded reading on your unique Mayan Dreamspell chart, looking at your core signature, your guiding light essence, what are you rising into, your complementary sign, your hidden gift, your challenge and greatest gift to grow, as well as the wave spell you were born into, which reveals to us what is the purpose you're really here to play out with your unique energy on an archetypal, metaphorical, and also very practical level. So that is a reading I'm so excited to open back up. I would love to read for some of you. It's going to be posted in the description below this video. But again, thank you for tuning in to this energy report. I look forward to meeting with you and sharing these daily. I may change up the platform in which I share them or spread it across multiple platforms. I also have an Instagram account, Sacred Timelines, where I do visual graphics for the daily energy. And I have a podcast, Collective Constellations, where I may also share this. But it will be available, and I would love to hear your reflections below. And much love. In Lakesh Alakin.